Hello YouTubers! Today we are making a table saw stand. I'm using it out of bits and pieces of what I've got in the shed. It's just DIY, so anyone can make it, basic stuff, so hold tight. We've measured it. The table saw itself is 620 by 500, okay? So I'm going to do two blocks of wood. So I'm going to join, I've got two 2x4s which I'm going to cut up to make a square, and then I'm going to use the system where you then connect, to save using pocket holes, just use some glue on those, glue on the top, and then I'll rip down some 4x2s to use as the height, which you'll see in a minute. The height of the work table I want to use is 837, less 325, which is the height of the actual table saw when it's flat, which will give me my outfeed table. I've got some feet that I can adjust it so I can keep it level, because they can be used on different surfaces. They're 58mm, so we'll set them in at 30mm. You'll see what I mean as this goes on, and I'll draw the plans as we go on further. Okay, let's get to it. Stand so I can push wood through, sheet materials, etc. So I'm going to use these 3x2s. They're not pressure treated, it's going to be indoors. I might give them a quick stain in case they do get wet, especially the end grain, but mainly it'll be used indoors. So these are going to be the two frames. This is the width of the table saw, so they're going to be that width, two of those. I'm going to use OSB 18mm as the table, you'll see as this goes on, and then I'll make the feet later, less these measurements, to give me a height where this table saw will go flat there on a cube with a stand, and I can feed sheet material through. So it's just a quick solution to what I need at the moment. So I'm now cutting the 500 sections, okay? So 500 from there to there, can you see that? So make sure when you do it, that's right up to 500, so I need to keep that line. So the shoulder is just above past that line, that means that'll be 500. If you cut on the line, then you're going to be short by a few mil. That all adds up. So this is my first piece of 500. I need 1, 2, 4 pieces of 500, but we need to use, these are 2.4s, these 3x2s, so you've got to use it as efficiently as you can. So I'll cut this one. Got my health and safety, got my goggles. I haven't got a mask on because I'm not doing a lot and I'm outside. Always let the saw go up to full speed and use goggles and a mask. The next two are 544, so 620 minus 76, which is the width of two of those 3x2s, gives you a measurement of 544. So if you make the mistake cutting that 620 with two at the wrong size, I'll explain in a minute once I've screwed it together. So we're doing two at 544, which is these ones, and two at 500, and then that gives you the width of those two against that as a square, which gives you 620 overall, which is, we want two lots of that. A 544, a 544, a 500, a 500, and scrap. Okay, so that's how you mark it for the second one. See this table now? So these are our 500 pieces. These are our 544s. Okay, but we want 620, so when you combine these two angles, it's easy to get confused. That now gives us the 620 because we've incorporated the width of the 500s, if that makes sense, which gives us perfect 620 by 500. So the plan now is, they don't have to be perfectly square, but I will square them up as best I can, and these will get glued and screwed. That's the next job. You don't need a lot, you wouldn't even need any really, but it'd just be, this is good, this Gorilla Glue. Says. I'll get my little brush as well. Now the end grain, as you can see here, This is the important bit to get it on, because that's where it really sucks it up, but this will really give it a strong, this sort of seals the edge, so if it does get some water in. So I always use these little brushes, just wash them out afterwards. On a tee, we're using odds and bits and sods on this, so I've got my nice long clamp which will help hold it. You have to pre-drill, so you want something like a 60mm screw, so it goes through there and about a third goes through into the material. Okay, so we'll do 2 at an angle. So this first one, look. Okay. Now that's quite dry, so I will pre-drill. So this is a good little bit of kit, so that's your tool for the end of there, doing in there. That good thing is you can get the screws back out if you pre-drill. So, and then they go in lovely without splitting. I mean, these screws are a bit big for this, I normally use the lost head, but we're using bits and pieces up. So, side. Just get the other one and do the same. So hold tight, I'm going to do the exactly same with the other one, and then we can make the sheet material and the legs. That saw is very scary. My first table saw. Brilliant piece of kit. Watched a lot of stuff on YouTube. Self-taught. Brilliant as it works. You've got to be so careful. I've done the safety on it. Kept checking. But once I'm building this outfit table, which you'll see later. So we've now got 2 bits of OSB, 18mm by 500 by 600 by 18mm, which will now be our tops, which you'll see now. OSB 18mm is my new push through thing, which is, I've forgotten the name of it. I'm still nervous with this, but it's a lovely piece of kit. They say the most dangerous part is when you get a bit cocky with it, but I'm using the safety. Right, so I haven't filmed some of it because it's pretty easy. So on this, because I'm 620 by 500, most OSB comes in 600, so I did split this, so I've got 2 pieces. Okay, so because we only had the length, but these come in 600s, we've had to cut it the other way. So I've got 2 pieces. I'm not going to glue this on because this is the top. Again, it's not 100% square because it's just, you know, a tabletop, but it's pretty good. So there you go. I'll screw this in there. You can always clean that with a router later if I want. So we pre-drill. Use some screws that I've got. Work table 837. That's my temporary outfeed table we've been using there. Minus the height of the table saw, 325, gave us 512mm. We're using adjustable feet. Total length of them is 60mm, so we want to have it halfway, so we got clearance of 30mm either way for adjustment. So set in the middle, 512 minus 30, because they protrude, gives us 482. So our legs now need to be 482mm, so I'm going to cut those on the chop saw. I'll film that now. Hold tight. It's going well. It's going well. Tea time soon. I'm getting hungry. My calculations are right. We need at least 4, depending on the strength. 482mm. That'll clamp on the sides and give us the desired height, I hope. So we'll just check this one I cut as 482 and we use it as a template. 482. So this is my template. It'll run out a bit, but it's good enough, so I'll cut 4 of these. So making sure I keep the pencil mark. Done like this is you're creating a frame, just to explain, and obviously we've screwed in to the end grain in there, which doesn't give it a lot of strength. That's why it's glued as well. If you then tried to put this on there, you'd have a lot of issues, wouldn't you? So that's why you cloak it outside. Now the important thing is you've got the long piece here, okay, which gives you all that free wood to go into, and you've got the short piece here, which is end grain, and it's got the bolt, the screws through. So you've got to get it right that you use your long piece here on the good wood, and you can put 2 screws there, and you can get one just in on that edge there, okay, so it just misses there, so you get the 1 screw will go into there, and you get 2 screws into some fresh wood. That's why this is so strong. Okay, so I'll just fasten this on now. It's the top on now. I've kept the bottom of the legs loose, because obviously it keeps it square. It's not going to be 100% square, but this is more for using, you know, it's just a general purpose outfeed table. So I've used the clamps both sides just to stop it dropping down, but you've got enough tension in the legs. So I should now screw this up, and that'll just put the feet on next. The feet on next. The feet on next. You raise me up, right? I love these little things. What do we do? Drill a hole. Even in the end grain they're pretty good, so I'm using a masonry bit. Just goes right in the centre there. A little turn, this is slightly too small, a little turn to give it a start. Might need a bit more. These are going to be set at 30mm halfway in. Hopefully all my measurements are right. It's easy to make a mistake. Now I know this doesn't look good, but it's for function, not looks. So I'm not a skilled carpenter. It's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it? And there, sticky pad, look. The last one. Right, nearly complete. There you go. It works, got the right height. So we've got our adjustable feet underneath. We've got our tray for keeping stuff in. The table saw fits perfect both ways, big enough. So now when I'm pushing my sheet material through the table saw, I can adjust the feet to go with my outfeed table and push the sheet material all the way through. So it's strong. I've stood on it. Really pleased with that. Didn't do it for looks, I did it for function. So you can make this at home yourself as well. Quite easy. Keep your tools and bits and pieces in there now. You can have one on wheels. Yeah, perfect.